Well, let's slide y'all over. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to JJ's PC Builds. I'm JJ, your host. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. And also, too, make sure you watch the videos from beginning to end. It would help get the channel monetized. And we want to welcome all the new subscribers and the newcomers watching the channel. Welcome to JJ's PC Build and the family. Okay, y'all know what time it is. It's time for graphics card nightmares right here on JJ's PC Builds. We're going to go ahead and get it started. Before we get it started, just make sure you got your drink and your snacks with you. I know I got all mine all set. So we're just going to go ahead and try to dive in to see what's going on here. So let's go to the action screen and dive right in. And we dove right in. So let's go ahead and check out Amazon. Let's check out Amazon. Start off with, right here on JJ's PC Builds. Okay, make sure, and also too, make sure when you're exploring websites, make sure you do look up at the top. You do look up top here where it says, the command line. Make sure it says Amazon.com or whatever site you're going to explore. So what we're going to be looking for today is graphics cards. Alrighty. So now let's go ahead and explore a little bit. Oh, we got the 3060 V2 12GB GDR6 for $345. That's not a bad price. But it's not a nightmare neither. But you gotta remember, anything in between $0 and $300 now these days. Anything over that, it's a little bit of a nightmare. But this one, the Asus Dual, doesn't look like it's a nightmare. So, it looks like it could be a good spectacular card. Now Zotac, they got the RTX 3060 right here as well. 192-bit, $289, $290. Okay, that's below 300, so it's definitely not a nightmare. But as far as performance and everything else, it's a good card. It's a good card if you want to do some gaming and stuff, because it does have 12 gigabytes of GDR6. So you definitely got a good deal right there. Now the 4070 OC, it did drop in price. So, $670. Wow. Well, it didn't actually drop in price, really. Looking at it, and let me remind myself, it's a 600. Well, yeah, it did drop in price. It's a $699 card. So that's on the MSRP. So $669. It dropped a couple bucks. Still, that's not a. No, was it? Okay. All right, I better start back again because I know I got a 4070. Okay, so thing is this. It's a $600 card, MSRP. Okay, it's up $69. So that's not a really, that's really pushing it past, but they got 3 fans on it, so, it's kind of a nightmare. It's kind of a nightmare looking at it. 3050, 269. Now, look, if you're going to go that extra route of doing a 3050 nightmare card, then you might as well come up and go up here right? And get yourself a 3060 RTX 3060 for $289 on a limited deal. So, I wouldn't go, I mean, $20 more, you're best off to go up here and get yourself something a little bit better. 4070 Ti, $850. Definitely wouldn't buy that. I don't care if the performance is that great. You're not really paying for the, too much. 289, 3060 is not too bad. 3070, 491, 56. So it's getting close to about $500. But it's $9 off of it, about $500. It's got a 256-bit bus. It's GDR6. Now it's not GDR6X, so kinda. Depending on what your flavor is, but I still can't see paying that kind of price. 3060, 309, I can't see paying that for that. No. 369, I can't see that. 3050, I still can't see that. I don't know where, y'all think in your mind is, but definitely not. A 554 gigabyte, nah. 580 for 109, could be. Could be a possibility, but it's just an entry level card, so we just keep moving on. Now, 209 for the 6600, not too bad of a price. 3050 again, it's a joke. 710's definitely a nightmare. I wouldn't even attempt to get that for $59. I wouldn't even give them $10 for this one right here. So, we're not looking for a power supply. 1660 Super for almost $300. Why would you get a 1660 Super when you can go get a 3060 for less price than a 1660 Super? Does not make sense. This right here does not make sense neither. Why they would have that at $869. They should be lowering the price, not raising the price. Oh, because, they want to make a little extra money on the way the card looks. Anybody can get a bunch of stickers, stick it on a card, and say, guess what, I got me a better card. Or shove some RGB in there and say, ooh, my card's got some RGB. That's the thing. You don't make cards now these days with, too much RGB. Some people are very enthused with that RGB. That right there, if you're going to pay that kind of price for a card, you might as well put some RGB in the card. Only makes sense. This one right here, MSRP, $800. That's right at, MSRP, so you can't really complain about that. 37 Ti, $549, $550. Yeah. So its list price was $649, y'all. So really, you gotta kind of think about that. Right here, again, I wouldn't even buy that, not for that price. Alrighty, so you see what's going on in Amazon. So you have a good idea what's going on in Amazon. So now we're going to slip over to Newegg. We're going to slip ourselves over here to Newegg and see what's going on. So let's see, we going to look for graphics cards. Alright, now we're to the graphics cards. 3060 Ti, $439. No siree. $559 for the 3070 Ti, $559, then $599 for the 4070 12 gigabyte. That's about the same price I paid for when I got the 4070, the 12 gigabyte. From this one right here, I paid the same price, and that was at Amazon. 6650 XT for $279. If y'all noticed, I did notice the RX 7600 from AMD wasn't on the website for Amazon, and I noticed that the RTX 4060 Ti wasn't over there neither. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but they weren't showcased over there yet, and they're already released. So you still, you get the 4070 Ti's, you get the 4070s, 4090s, 4070s, 3060, 3060, 4070, 3070. I really don't see where they're putting in, the two new cards they just come out with. I don't see anywhere where they're putting it. So maybe we need to scroll down a little bit more, see if we can find it. Look at that, 480, 16 gigabytes, 1649. That's got to be, that's way too much. So, there's a 4060 Ti all the way down here. Look at this, $400, $439. And you don't even see that over on Amazon. So 7600, 289, 290. Supposed to be 270 MSRP. They jacked it up. Right here, 269, 270. Right here, Power Color. Power Color's got it for 270 MSRP. Plus you get the game with the purchase, it looks like. So that's not too bad. 4060 Ti, 4060 Ti, 4070 Ti, 1630, 4090, 4060 Ti, 3060, 4090, and 6600. Moving on down the road, you got a 4070, 4070, 3070, 3060. Looks like the prices are just as much of a nightmare as you really don't want to pay that. I mean, if you're looking, and I'm going to state this, if you're looking for an entry card, to start off with, that you had like a 20 series, 20 series card from nvidia, where you want to go up to the 40 series, I could see you getting a 4060 Ti. But not for $400. I'm going to tell you that. Not for $400. I cannot see that. And that's what's going on in Newegg. Now, let's go over there to eBay. Let's do the eBay thing. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to capitalize on some eBay. And we're going to type in graphics cards. Okay. So now let's see what we can capitalize on eBay. Let's make sure we get everything all set. Set that for buy it now. And we'll keep the prices the same and whatever else they got to offer. Let's just go down the list. $600 for this card right here. For an A400. No. 56XT, 115. No, because, that doesn't look right. I mean, that card just looks like plain Jane. I don't know what Power Color's thinking. People are thinking selling Power Color that looks like that, but 580, 79. 1660 Super right here, 114. Yeah, you can tell everybody you get an AMD R5 2 gigabytes, 430, the R5 430 for $13.99 for 2 gigabytes, PCIe 3.0. Believe it or not, a card like this, it's not too bad of a card because long time ago, I used to have the Dell AMD Radeon R5. Was it the 240? The 1 gigabyte 240. So that was a decent card back then, before they started jacking things up on VRAM. So it's a card I used for like a whole year. 1070, no, that's a nightmare. 980 Ti is a nightmare. Nope. Let's see, 3070 Eagle used. 284. Nah, not really. 2060, 6 gigabytes. And, I'm going to state this to y'all. And I want y'all to hear me on this. The thing is this. You get anything that's below 12 gigabytes, then you're going to, when you play those newer games, you're really going to suffer with something. It's going to be like your computer's got the extreme lag that's going on, but 6700 XT, it's not too bad of a card, but price is a little too high. But no, not really. Depends on if this is mining cards or not, so you might want to ask that question. If they use those cards for mining, and if they did, then you might want to steer clear of that. 3070 Founders Edition for $280, and then you got $18 in shipping. It's not too bad of a price. For 3070 Founders. 1060, no. Let's see, 1060, no. A W5100, 4 gigabyte, no. 6 gigabytes, 1060, no. 5700 XT, 8 gigabytes. Not unless you want to play games that are not new titled. That'll be worth something to you if you just want to use it for like office work and light gaming. Then you can do it with the 5700 XT with no problem. The 3060 for $260, that's 12 gigabytes GDR6. Not a bad card for $260. Not a bad deal. Moving on, 6650 XT for $240. That's still not a bad deal because it's still a competitor to it's still a competitor to the 7600. The newest one that just came out, the 7600. Sorry, I had a brain fart. I had to think about it for a minute there, folks. 8 gigabyte, 175 or best offer. Right here, 3070 OC, 8 gigabytes. Like I said, 3070, you can't rule with that. Especially, it looks like they got it apart. So, I think it's more or less like pieces. 56, 256 bit. Mining, no, that's nightmare right there. 2070, 8 gigabytes, DDR6. I don't know. That's kind of questionable. The 2070 to 2080 might be questionable. So we're going to move on from that. 570, no way. 2070 or best offer. Let's see, 50 or best offer. Why would you sell a card? Now, hear this. Why would you sell a card that's for $50 or best offer and charge $23 in shipping? Does not make sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense. In real world, what's going on right now, that doesn't make sense at all. No. I guess they got a chair for that one for the 3070 for 329. I still ain't gonna pay that because you can get one cheaper than that. So 580. They're still keeping those prices up there for the 580. I would go the 590. The RX 590. I would go that, not the 580. Just to be honest with you, 5700. That's not a bad deal. 970. No. 4070, 12 gigabyte. They're trying to sell it for new price. New price, no. GTX 950 for the win. 2 gigabytes, $45. If you're collecting, then that would be a good collector's. That would be a good collector's card, but, you know, 580, nope. 7900 XT, 20 gigabytes for $689. That's the 7900 XT. So, more or less like there's a competitor to that card, so do keep your mind on that as well. 1650 Super, $96. Nope. Nope. 6 gigabytes, 134. Still questionable. RX Vegas 64, $100 a best offer. Free local pickup. That's a bad sign right there. That's a bad sign. 3060 Ti, 279. And 3080 for the win, $570 for 3080. 10 gigabyte for $570. Well, that's not bad for a competition one, but it's 10 gigabytes for $570. So, and also too, it's got the old, it's got the past, DLSS. I think, DLSS 2 or something. And stuff like that. It's not like where you can get the 4070, where you get DLSS 3 and all the bells and whistles. So do keep that in mind. So, always keep that in mind. Even though that some of these cards can really do a number on the older cards can do numbers on the newer cards. It's back and forth right now. So right now it's kind of hard to say on some of these until you look at the numbers and you do your evaluation yourself. It all depends. It all depends. All right, now we're going to Micro Center. So we are going to take a look at Mr. Micro Center. Micro Center right here. So we're going to tie in graphics cards. Oh, can't spell with the darn. There we go. We can spell. I didn't say smell, I said we can spell. Okay, so 4070 Ti, the XLR8 they got for $839. Now let's go to the 225 found cards. Okay, 4090, 1700, 2000. Got $600 on the 4070 dual. Still the same price I paid for it. Okay. Now, it says you get Diablo, was that 4 or 6 with the purchase of a GeForce RTX 40 series cards. So you're getting a deal right there with Micro Center. Make sure y'all visit microcenter.com. They got some awesome deals for you. You never know what they got in their store. They always got something good in their store. If you're looking for water cooling stuff, you're looking for motherboards, you're looking for RAM, you're looking for processors. Always always take a gander at the Micro Center. Just go to microcenter.com and have a peek. So let's get back to it. And let's see. We got $600 for the 4070 gigabyte. Got, oh lordy. They're still at stock price $649. That's not a bad deal right there, because the 6950 well exceeds the 4070. So even if you pay $49, $50 more, you're still getting more performance. Unless you pay like $80 more for the 69. If you pay $80 more for the 6950, you're best off to just go with the 4070. Okay, just to let you know that. So $679 for the 4070 Tough, but that's triple fan. I still wouldn't pay that for an extra fan for $79 more. I really wouldn't pay it. 3060 $329, and I did show you on Amazon you can get it cheaper. 7900 XTX, just $50 above MSRP, so that's not too bad. 4090, you got the XL R8 1609. That's kind of iffy. So now some of these cards I did see the prices have lowered, but most of your cards the prices have not lowered. Okay, let me get that out of the way. 4070 Ti's, nope, all nonsense. 4080, $1,200. No, that's crazy. 4070 Ti, $900. No way. 4070 Aero, $679. Nope. The Ventus triple fan, 12 gigabyte right here, $600. If you're looking for a triple fan one for the RTX 4070 for $600, that looks like a steal deal. That's if you're looking for that kind of deal. 6650 XT, $219.99. That is a steal right there. That is a steal. So make sure if you live in the Tustin, California area, and don't forget they got some new stores opening up coming soon, I think in Indiana. So if you're in Indiana, make sure you check them out when they open up those new stores. And y'all don't forget to go and take a drive out to Tustin, California to see what they got in their store there. And wherever else they got Micro Center, make sure y'all go have a visit with them. Because they have helpful service. Basically, they got techs on duty. So basically, if you need help with your computer, they can, in building, putting together a nice, decent system, they sure can help you with that. So you might want to keep up with that and see what's going on. Okay, now, since we went through Micro Center and we are at 29 minutes, we're going to go to PC Part Picker. We're going to go to PC Part Picker. And the reason why we're coming here today is what we're going to do is we're going to have a look, like a little gander at video cards. And we get to see all the prices right here on the video cards. I just showed you how to get here. Okay, so if we're going to filter the price, if we're going to filter a price and see what cards y'all really want, we can do that, but I think it's good to just see everything. So, you got you got $2,000 cards, Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the price. Because ain't nobody want to buy it, anything over $800. I think nobody wants to pay anything over $800. So we got to go $796. Okay, so we filtered that out. Let's see. We got the 3060, 289. You still find it cheaper over there at Amazon. Got the 6600 right here. Price did lower on this. It looks like it's the Eagle RX 6600. It's now down to $179, $180. So you're saving about $20. 3060, 12 gigabytes, 309. That's a little too steep. What else? What else? What else? What else? They got, and you can go shopping here and go through all the numbers, and you just see everything they have here on this site. I'm just scrolling through a little bit at a time so you all can take a gander yourself and see what they got going on here. As far as the 7600 and the, let's do this. The big talk of the day is the 4060 Ti, right? So the big thing is they're talking about the 4060. Okay, these are all the prices that you can find on PC Part Picker. Look at this. Everything, every bit of $400. So now, since you've seen it, it's every bit of that. So we'll do the RX 7600. The RTX 4060 Ti 8 gigabytes just doesn't make sense to me, everybody. It doesn't. I mean, you got cards here that are from the RX 7600. It looks like you got 290, 270, 290, 270, 270, 270, 270. You got one here for $340, but it doesn't look like it's any faster than the next one. Oh, it's because it's a Strix, that's why. So but speed wise it doesn't look any faster than either a Gigabyte or the Asus Dual. I mean, even the Asus Dual OC, still light. Sapphire Pulse, it looks like it's a better deal, as it's $10 cheaper than the Asus Dual. Oh, crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, well, I'm just giving you guys a quick idea of what's going on around here, what kind of nightmare they got going on. And I'm going to give you my conclusion. Alright, there we go. I keep forgetting. Alright. My conclusion is this. Okay. All the new cards that they got that came out, the RTX 4060 Ti 8 gigabyte, And in July, they'll have the 4060 16 gigabyte coming out. So you might want to wait and not get the 4060 Ti 8 gigabyte right now. You might want to wait until the 16 gigabytes comes out. But before you buy the 16 gig one, you might want to wait and see what they're going to do on the price, because the price for $500 is a little bit frickin' steep. That's a little bit steep. Way too steep. So now with the RX 7600, $270, but in a sense, it'd be cheaper just to go, and everybody says the 6700's neck and neck with the 6700's neck and neck with the 7600. I still think the 6650 XT has a little bit more value than the RX 7600, is because price to performance, dollar to dollar, the 6650 XT has a better price, I think. Even the RX 6600's got a better price. So, because the 6600's at $209, and the 6650 XT, it's at like what, $229, $239, $249, somewhere in there. So you're still saving a couple bucks by going to the 6650 XT compared to the 7600. You can still get your FRS and stuff like that on 6650 XT. So, whatever they did to it, I'm sure you probably can get what you want. Excuse me, sorry. A little tired this evening. I figured I'd give you guys a little yawn. But the thing is this. I wouldn't buy the 4060 Ti at all, because I can't see paying $400 for an 8 gigabyte, and I can't see paying $500 for a 16 gigabyte. I really can't see that. Especially when you can spend $600 and go get the RTX 4070 that has a lot more horsepower than the 4060 Ti. And now comparing the 4060 Ti to the 4070, you get like between a 30 and 35% uplift when you buy the 4070. Now, the downdraft is that, say in between the 4060 Ti and the 4070, getting the 4070 is night and day compared to the 4060 Ti. Even though you got one that's got 8 gigabytes on it, and you got one that's 16 gigabytes, there's a thing too. Now let me try to open this up. I noticed this earlier when I was fishing around. I noticed this when I was fishing around in hardware info. Okay, I'm not too sure upon this, but I think I've struck on to something that that really had my attention, and I'm trying to remember where I seen it at, but I think I know what I'm looking at now. Okay, so I'm going to take you all back to the action screen right here, where it says resize, and understand this, where it says resizable bar state enabled 16 gigabytes. Okay, that is just shocking me right now, because I'm looking through the card. The bus width is 192 bit, and it's got 5,888 unified shaders. It's got ray tracing cores 46, tensor cores 184, ROPS it's at 64. And I'm looking at this, and resizable bar state that enabled 16 gigabytes. It says, I'm showing you right here. Right here. It says enabled 16 gigabytes. And that's with the support of the resizable bar. So, looking at that, telling me that this card here, the RTX 4070, with resizable bar on, and I'm going to try to test this, pushes it from 12 to 16 gigabytes. So that means I got an extra 4 gigabytes somewhere. I don't know. Leave a comment below, y'all. Let me know what you think on that. But I know what I'm seeing right here, and I just highlighted it for you. I know what I'm seeing here. That's the thing. So that's what I wanted to bring up to y'all. If this card does, with the resizable bar on, give you an extra 4 gigs, then hell, then I got a really good deal. Think about it. I got a really good deal. Because what doesn't make sense to me, and it's starting to make sense to me on certain things right now. Okay, so, it's starting to come to me, and it's starting to make a little bit of sense. Then, this whole thing with adding the 16 gigs onto it, so that gives it, extra 4 gigs. So, yeah. I think that's a really good deal if that resizable bar is giving it an extra 4 gig kick. Then the RTX 4070 is definitely well worth what it says it is. And it's not much of a nightmare, y'all. Anyway, let's get down to it. That's my thought. That's my thought pattern for this evening. Just to let you know, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And welcome all the new subscribers. Welcome to the family. Welcome to JJ's PC Builds family. And I always appreciate the family that has subscribed to the channel. Definitely, y'all have been awesome, and thank you so much for your support and your help. That's really helping getting the channel going. So, but I'm going to jump out of here until the next time and the next video. You know who it is, JJ, right here on JJ's PC Builds. We will see you on the next video.